And welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. It's that time of the year where there's still a lot of treats left over from all the holidays, and our house is no different. I got myself something that was always a tradition at this time of year from my British relatives. A packet of Maltesers. Love these things. Absolutely fantastic. I've always had an appreciation for them. There was one year I was talking about these to a coworker here in Canada, and the way I described it, she said, "Well, that just sounds like chocolate-covered pretzels," which I know is a thing. I've seen chocolate-covered pretzels, and I just thought, hey, why don't we do a comparison of Maltesers versus chocolate-covered pretzels? Why not? Let's give it a shot here. All right, so let's open up the Maltesers. It says on the packet right here, a playful crunch with a slow chocolatey melt. There we go. And these are basically just little balls with like a cookie center. I'll pour some out here. Apparently there's a Hershey's makes something similar called malt balls. And now we're going to open up the chocolate covered pretzels. Dang. So before I bite into one of these, everybody knows what a pretzel looks like. The idea of them covered in chocolate seems strange to me, but I have heard it's a very similar thing to Maltesers. For those of you who don't have a British background and have never heard of Maltesers before, just cut one open here. You can kind of see it's a cookie center. It's from the way people describe it, kind of like a pretzel kind of flavor sort of a thing. Well, let's find out for sure. Anyway. Now, I know what a Malteser tastes like, but let's do one anyway. Love those Maltesers. All right, now, in comparison, a chocolate-covered pretzel. Okay, so, how do they compare? The chocolate is obviously very similar. There is a noticeable difference, though, between what this kind of cookie material is and your garden variety pretzel. I mean, that is well, you all know what a pretzel tastes like. That's a salty kind of an item. This one's not salty. They're very close, though. Tell you what, let's get some milk down us as a chaser. And another pretzel. You know, actually, they are very, very similar. I am actually really surprised. The only difference, I think, I just want to check the packaging here for the pretzels. I think it might just be the type of chocolate. It says milk chocolate, which I know is what these are covered with. They both have milk chocolate on them. This one I think has just a slightly darker, and I don't know if it's just the color that's throwing me off. You can see this one looks darker than this one. And maybe it's the pretzel inside that makes my taste buds think it's a darker type of a chocolate. But whereas this one would be almost like a Mars bar kind of a milk chocolate, this one tastes almost more like a Yorkie bar kind of a chocolate, which is another British one. So, okay, let's have one more go here. Malteser. Chaser. Chocolate-covered pretzel. I'm really surprised. You know what? If this was actually a slightly more Mars bar-y type of a chocolate, they would almost be indecipherable from each other, which I find surprising because that's not a pretzel. That's not pretzel type material in there. It's like a hardened nougat cookie type stuff. And this is definitely, unquestionably, pretzel. You can make out the orangey bit there. So that's a salty pretzel inside there. This is not a salty material. And yet, they are practically the same flavor. Interesting. All right, experiment over. Time to have me some treats. We'll see you down the rabbit hole.